Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Mozart, Dostoevsky, Dylan, Lin-Manuel Miranda. All cultural icons in their own right. And now, me. I mean, us. Hello there and welcome to But Suddenly, the show in which 5 friends, collaborators, accomplices combine forces to cobble together a script over time. The way it works is one person writes the script and the rest of us perform it for each other in a blind reading, meaning only the author knows what's coming. There'll be silly voices, botched readings, and probably some culturally insensitive material. Probably. Miraculously, we've made it to episode 8. We'll provide a full and definitely coherent recap in just a few minutes. But for now, suffice to say what started as a hero origin story with a twist has spiraled out of any reasonable control. We've had time travel, photosynthesis, multiple timelines, mad scientists, barroom brawls, trips to feudal Japan, trips to Buckingham Palace, a love story, character deaths, and yes, in case you weren't sure, in the last episode, there was indeed a 6-foot face with arms and legs that has the capacity for time travel and unlimited vocal potential. You're welcome. This week is the turn of Luke, so we're all really eager to see what Iolo has written for us. Just joshing, friends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like and maybe gently caress that subscribe button while you're at it.
Thank you, Burge, and welcome back, Burge. Thank you.
Yeah. That at the end sold it.
Fantastic. Making another gift.
That was ace. 100%, yeah. Very giftable.
So welcome back. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yay! We have that.
Was it 8 weeks out of action or so?
Yeah, February
My
time.
God,
We
really?
were last end of February.
One of us has grown a child since then. Trying to guess which one. Congratulations, Mr. Burge.
Yeah, thanks.
And straight back in at the deep end with the intro there. Thank you.
Yeah, well, cheers for that. It was
That's beautifully read.
good.
What was
Good
the
intro.
accent? What was the failed
I
accent?
wanted him to lean into the pronunciation of Lin-Manuel Miranda. And it was phonetically written as well. But
He'd provided all the tools. I just didn't pick them up and use them.
fair enough. But,
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while. I missed it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's awesome, isn't it? But yeah, babies have been had and wars have been started. It's
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
circle of life.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot has gone on. The Will Smith slap happened. That's the biggest news of all of them, I think. Why? I don't know, but it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we need a little cheeky recap then?
I think we need a
What, are we doing the? Who wants to do the sound?
Luke.
Go for it. Perfectly timed.
The problem is, are any of us qualified to give a recap of this show so far?
No.
I don't remember anything.
So
I
just sort of
Vaguely
structurally
remember
speaking.
a robot Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah. That's right to the end, isn't it? That's the most recent thing that happened.
Council of
Yeah.
Debonaires.
Council of
I was so
Debonaires.
Great. Test subject Z.
T.
T. Sorry.
T
With the
for
typo.
teleport. I got real creative with the name.
I thought it was time travel.
Yeah, I mean, it's both. It's maybe neither.
Many,
Who
many
wants to bet that we
I thought
go
it was
through
simply
test subject
like
A
this
through
thing.
Z at the end? We have
So this is the second sort of set of. So we had a set of 5 where we all had a go, and then this is second set. Adam, Burge, and now Luke is up tonight. This is your second run at the script, and you wrote it a little while ago because obviously we've had some disruption. Do you remember what you've written?
No.
It's been blind for all of us. It's going to be great.
doing a lot of fun. Yeah, I know.
Did you? Because so where I left it last time was.
There's a little
It's-
catch
it's-
up at the
It's
beginning.
it's 5 intrepid heroes with less than useful powers that have journeyed a lot of places at this point. And,
yeah, time
in
and
disparate places. They're not
multiple
even
timelines.
together anymore. And one of them's
including-
dead.
Sorry.
Bill. Yeah, so it's
Do it
it's-
again.
it's-
I regret nothing.
It was brave. It was the first death. You know, it's always the you know, you have to be really brave to like kill off the first character.
It's like
Like,
maybe
it's,
the hallmark of Phil's writing.
I know. I quite like that idea that
You
Phil's the killer.
lose a main character every time.
Murder.
So we
It's like a
got our
countdown.
own
Eventually, we
hero
have none
character.
left because of Phil.
Yeah. By set 5, we'll be screwed. Yeah, we got a hero character. Adam has lost his, unfortunately. And there's also a selection of sort of other characters around that, isn't there? So we've got Debonair, who's a potential supervillain. We've got the Colonel, who's the assistant to Dr. Leichtenberg.
We could just pull
Oh,
guns
my
out of his body. No, not pull
Yeah.
guns. Hands with guns. Just come out of his body. Who was that? That was great. That was good job.
That was Verge. That was like in the last episode, wasn't it? Yeah. When Dr. Leichtenberg was trying to calm him down a bit, and guns just kept protruding out of different sections of his body.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah.
Shit, so the mute doesn't work. Damn it.
Um,
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yep.
the story's kind of like warped recently, though. Like, it's kind of like not the 5 anymore. It's 3 and like whoever they pick up on their travels. essentially.
What's like the bullet point truncated version of the story? What's happening?
So we've got Ellie. Is it Ellie, Ted, and Ramon are together? aren't
Yeah.
they?
Along with
Do they come?
the-
Do they come back from Japan? I can't remember.
The year
Yeah,
went to Japan, and they
they
popped
come back
in
from
with.
Oh yeah,
Five.
they got into test subject T, didn't they, at the end?
No, they didn't.
No.
They got with the robot, the new robot character. The very
Yes.
Adam, you played him excellently.
Oh,
Robot and Clyde went through a teleporter, and the teleporter came out in Downing Street and met robot Margaret Thatcher. The person in test subject T was the Colonel Zeep, and they picked up Skimp and Arduous, and they made them their way to where the Council of Debonairs were.
Council of the Bane.
Right.
And Dr. L is
Yep.
still at the
Facility with
Facility,
the sort of
With-
overseeing things.
And then there's other characters that are still there that might turn up, might not turn up. Who knows?
Well, Luke wrote those characters, so it's possible he brought them back.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 means of time travel. We've got test subject T, and we've got these sort of portal key type things that the Debonairs people seem to use. Which is some sort of technology they've somehow developed, which was where we found Arduous and Skimp originally.
Yeah. And the Debonair has 5 servants, one of whom has been turned into a chicken permanently, because I will never ever unwrite that.
Yeah.
So there's now Margaret Robot Thatcher exists now, and there's like a legion of robots.
So we're trying to cobble together whether or not there's any links between, say, like the supervillain of the Debonair and like this legion of robots, or the Margaret Thatcher, or whether that's an entirely thing. And I guess that's to be determined and be whoever's writing it, aren't they?
the Queen, Lizard Queen.
Lizard Queen,
Elizabeth.
yeah.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
in the
Yours-
present? Who's in the present day? Just,
Yeah. Current timeline or dark timeline? Or...
current timeline.
We have we took like the cohesive multiverse that Marvel's taken, and we uncohesived it, made it as messy as possible. And it's fantastic, and I love it. I love everything.
It's impressive.
Right, should we get into the script?
Let's do it.
I think so, yeah.
Right,
Crack on.
let's see
Surely
how,
that doesn't
let's see
explain
how-
it, nothing will.
Let's see how good this transition is now. Okay, I want to see it. Like Luke, I need sound effects, but transition now.
Me.
Lovely.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Yeah. Apologies for the script being there, but that's by design. It's there. So should we just get straight into it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Go on, ready.
Are you ready now, Phil?
Straight into it. So it's Luke to read, I guess.
Or you? No.
I forgot to change the order of things. Give me 1 second. I'll
It's
just do
fine.
this just to make it feel a bit fairer. I'll just put the little speech bubble in the right place. There we go. Okay, that's fine.
Sure. Burge is still the most important person. He has just
Absolutely.
that baby.
Wait, is this a hierarchy?
How's
Okay.
it going down there, Phil?
It's cold. Cold and lonely. Yellow keeps touching me.
You can tell we've been like away for somewhere else so long because we just want to play.
Okay. Interior, 10 Downing Street, day. The others follow the robot cautiously, through offices, down hallways. No one pays attention to them at all. It's odd.
Shoulder pads, early computers. I think this might be the 80s.
Oh no, that means
What? That means what?
A door swings open, and the robot pushes them all inside. The robot's manner becomes decidedly less welcoming. The room is a spacious office. A large chair is facing away from the door.
Right. I've brought them. Now tell me again how this factors into your plan to destroy the poor.
The chair swivels round and we see Robo-Thatch, another humanoid robot, but one that dresses like Thatcher. Pearls, shoulder pads, perm and all. I don't remember what Margaret Thatcher sounds like, so I'm just going to go a bit Monty Python. Well done, Thatcherbot. My ambitions have grown far beyond this puny little island I have already destroyed. With the 5 in my possession, I will wreak untold damage across the world, the galaxy, the universe. Ellie, Ted, and Ramon look at one another aghast when suddenly. So that's where we left off last time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The door to the spacious office swings open and another robot comes barging in, carrying an electronic life Mac pad. He looks at the gaggle of characters standing around the offices and is momentarily taken aback.
My apologies, Your Robosity. There was no meetings penciled in for you. I assumed I could.
That's a great
I'm
robot.
you worthless sack of opinions. Peons? I don't know what I'm supposed to write there. Don't you see I have the 5 in my grasp?
5.
Superpowered supergroup that have been a spanner in our mechanisms for years. The 5.
But there's only 4.
Only 4, he says. What an utter pile of scrap you are. The 5 has 5 members. It's why they're called the 5. You think the advanced automaton brain my bounty hunter here couldn't count to 5? The bounty hunter bot looks over at his bounty. He looks as nervous and as an emotionless robot could look in this instance. Robo Thatcher looks over her bounty. There's a brief pause. You utter gimp! I asked you for the 5. We were tasked by the Debonair with procuring the 5, and you've brought me the 4. He won't be happy with this.
Oh, no. Right. I'm sorry for my gimpings, ma'am.
Sorry, you're not the one who has to deal with that buffoon. He's graciously allowed us dominion over the years. 1978 to 2303. He catches wind of this and we'll be ruling over the Stone Age. Is that what you want? Killing early humans with only wooden spears as defense? Where's the sport in that?
I'll rectify the issue, Prime Machine Minister. I'll find the missing one.
Wait, hold your axles. Who's this one? The 3 look over at Clyde, who stands with amazing posture.
That's from time. I have sworn vengeance, son.
Yes, all right. Always with the dramatic speeches, these superheroes. You're not part of the original 5. Did they sub you in? What are your powers?
A preliminary genetic scan found only above average hand-to-hand skills and proficiency with the sword, ma'am.
So you brought me the 3 and a ninja. The 5 have superpowers, you imbadroid.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll get on it right away, ma'am.
The robot bounty hunter leaves the office frantically. We hear the fizzing of a portal door and an ominous purple light can be seen through the bottom seam of the office door. Robo Thatcher addresses her assistant. So, other than ruining my day, you had something to inform me of?
Yes, ma'am. We've received a report that the Debonair has called for a council meeting.
A council meeting? Why didn't you tell me sooner? You know how much I hate local councils. Assemble the cabinets immediately. Exterior, Debonair Plaza, indeterminate time. The Colonel, Zeep, Test subject T stand atop a rooftop overlooking the Council of Debonairs meeting. Skimp and Arduous are still tied up inside test subject T's mouth. So, where are they? None of the photos give any indication. I seem just to be getting various 80s office items.
I don't think that's our only concern right now, son.
So this performer's own interpretation on the voice, is it? I have a bad feeling about this.
Perfect. Sorry, 1 second. My food is here. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
What? You have to get a bottle opener. The Colonel looks over the procession of crystals and doppelganger debonaires. A pistoled hand slowly protrudes from his chest. Suddenly, to his side, the air begins to sizzle and a large purplish portal opens floating in midair. Another portal, really? Several people emerge from the portal. They stand tall, hardened from years of battle. The Colonel turns quickly on his heels and points his 3 pistols towards them.
State your intentions, or I swear to God I'll blow you to smithereens.
Cool it, Sanders.
Before the Colonel stands the 5. Heads held high in their majesty, they have a confidence, scars, and experience about them that betrays the fact that they are not our 5, but the originals from the initial unperturbed timeline. They are Ellie, aka Riposte Haunted, purveyor of the afterlife with the wisdom and knowledge of every dead warrior past. She has trained herself to become the ultimate weapon. Ted, aka Growth Hurt, an anomaly of time, able to age and de-age at will. He'll hit you with his cane and follow up with his rattle. Aaron, aka Attacknid, a spider-like human who is an expert hand-to-hand combat, hand-to-hand combat, floor you with a 1, 2, 3, 4 punch. Ramon, aka Chupacaroma, with the glorious Mexican mane spouting from his head. He's what the rock smelt cooking. Faith, aka Holes, a cocky silver-haired bare-knuckle boxer who loves beating holes in her enemies. Oh, and she can alchemically synthesize anything she wants from materials around her. And one other.
Well, I'll be shitting dicks. You got a lot of explaining to do. Well, it's straight back to the base as soon as I deal with this delegation of dumbasses over here. Who's the girl?
The Colonel makes his way once more towards the edge of the building and begins pointing his guns at the debonaires.
We can't let you do that, Colonel. And I guess she's your him?
Like hell you can't, maggot. I can't just let an opportunity like this go. Oh, God. What's that?
The Colonel begins gasping for air.
Penicil chloride, cabron, commonly known as mace.
The Colonel's eyes begin
Remember,
to
he was
water.
Mexican halfway through there.
I wasn't reading it. I was so concentrated on like penicil chloride that my brain just went no accent.
Carbon.
Cabron. The change my guy's accent.
The Colonel's eyes begin to water.
You traitorous swine, I'll...
Could you go back up? Sorry, Iolo.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Using mine.
We haven't the time, Colonel. We've got to get out of here.
The Colonel still coughs and sputters.
I'll never... Oh.
We're not your 5, Colonel. The ones you've been chasing. They're... Well, I don't know where they are. We're from a different timeline. One that's a whole lot worse than yours is, but may still bring yours down to its level yet.
In our timeline, we were defeated. A villain known as Debonair discovered the secret to traversing time and space, and now has dominion over everything. To ensure he was and would forever be in power, he ensured that all timelines stuck to a strict formula, maintained by goons like those over there.
Ted gestures to still tied up Skimp and Arduous.
Pleasure to meet you, dudes. My name's...
Shut up, Skimp. Just listen.
But somehow, even with all his meddling, one timeline strayed. Yours.
The Colonel wipes the last tear from his eye.
You're right. You're right. It's a romantic comedy all of a sudden.
Tender.
Yeah. You had me at hello.
From his eye.
One
Well,
second.
that's all fine and dandy. But if it's all right with you, I'll just go ahead and kill these Devon bears once and for all.
That must have been much funnier in my head at the time. Ellie lays a hand on his chest to stop him.
It's debonaires, and you can't do that. Look, at the moment they're involved in petulant, childish squabbles, and likely will be for a long while. The deviated timeline was just theoretical. They have no idea how it's happened.
You shoot at one of those debonaires. For one, your bullet will just land harmlessly in the 60s or something, and you'll confirm the existence of the deviated timeline. We've got to keep quiet.
So what? We just stand around and do nothing?
No. Got to find the secret to time and space itself. We've got to figure out what the debonair discovered in our timeline, so we can ensure he never discovers it in the first place. We've got to figure out the secret to time travel.
But haven't you done that already? How else would you magically appear here through some time portal without even your own test subject T?
That's a long story. Sorry. I'm enjoying it too much. I'm just like basking in it.
Yeah, I've got a little bit more content heavy because I felt we had to elaborate on the story
No, I like it.
rather than keep deviating.
Trying to get some sort of structure to it. It's cool.
Yeah. But so, episode 8, the sort of long story.
Oh, so it's all like a little prologue, I guess.
Ooh, cool.
Clever. Crafty.
Interior jail cell, Debonane, indeterminate time. Pitch black. The low breathing of a number of people can be heard in the blackness. An alarm siren wails through from another room, then another, and then another. The sound of feet can be heard, then shouting, then a click, another, and 3 more. Low beamed lights flicker on, illuminating a large hexagonal room. On each of the walls hangs a person. They don't know it yet, but this spells the beginning of the end. One by one, they jump down from their shackles, each one imprisoned in slightly different to the other.
What just happened?
I'm not sure.
Weren't we supposed to be here like forever?
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever?
Miss Jackson. Nice. What do we do now? We're deep inside that shit sack's fortress and we ain't armed for shit.
Footsteps can be heard coming closer to the cell.
Prepare to breach.
Put your faces on, girls. Here they come.
Oh, that could be said better, Verge. Someone get a video camera.
A small explosion sees the hinges off the door, which falls down on the ground with a heavy clang. Thin smoke occupies the doorway, and soldiers begin to pour in the room, aiming smooth, futuristic-looking weapons in the face of each of the 5.
Hands on the ground or you'll be wiped from existence.
That's a choice.
Thought I'd mix it up. Thought I'd mix it up.
Stop.
No.
Adam, there is no greater thing you've ever done in your life. That was the ultimate choice. Great. Ellie and the gang exchange glances and Rye smiles.
Existence, you say? Well, baby, I hope you can follow through on that promise.
Yeah, I shouldn't have took them
Ellie is sassy in this one.
Well, baby.
I'm going to finish my food, sorry.
Just
I
you,
won't do that again. Take a drink, guys. Like
Food intermission.
Rule initiative. Like a completely rehearsed dance, the 5 leap into action. Aaron lifts the 2 closest guards in his arms and launches them towards another few guards that enter the room. He jumps to the ceiling and crawls with unexpected dexterity. And from his throat erupts tiny threads of liquid into the helmets of another guard, which instantly melt amid shouts of terror. More guards pour in, as purple electricity cascades up and down the body of Ellie as she rises into the air, then seemingly disappears into smoke. The guards focused on her, looking confusion as the purple spectres of historical times past emerged from the haze, adorned in leather skins, stone axes, and obsidian-tipped spears. The cries of Lakota warriors amongst the other acid-ridden scream penetrates all those in the room as they carve into the flesh of the guards through their armor. A baby sits on the floor, crying and flailing its arms. 3 soldiers stand over it. One removes their helmet to look, and the others prepare to fire. Faith leaps over the baby and smashes the head of the helmetless guard into viscera, spins round and grabs the hand of the baby and swings it towards the guards as it suddenly and grotesquely and instantly grows into an adult and kicks both the soldiers into the wall using the momentum. More guards and soldiers rush into the room and encircle the 5. Faith jumps between them, landing fatal blows with each punch. Yellow beams of energy fly and riddle her left arm, leaving nothing but a blood-soaked stump dripping with blood, scorch marks in the surrounding walls.
Burge, I think.
Yeah, Burge.
Enough.
Everything stops and suddenly... Oh, God, have I not? Yeah, Burge is the commanding officer, sorry. Everything stops and suddenly as it began, and the last of the smoke dissipates. 4 of the 5 are encircled by the guards.
You've all had your fun. It's over now.
Let's play that show indeed.
He looks around at the carnage around him.
So many lives lost for what? So you can have a petty attempt at escaping.
Hey, my boys and boyettes here, we just buying time.
Buying time? Buying time? Believe me when I say we have contingencies for every single facet of your stupid abilities. Ramon.
Goodness. Faith has her hands on the body of a soldier who now himself has no left arm, while she does. Did I say her arm got blown off? I don't think I did.
Hey, Bon Jovi, you got something for me?
Her hand on a gun, a whitish glow emanates from under her hand. I fucking don't know what's happened there. And she clicks a lighter in the other, as if from thin air. She throws it to Ramon, who catches it with flair.
Didn't catch everything, did you, asshole? See, while you and your Devon assholes kept throwing your lives at us, I've been filling pockets of the room with chlorine trifluoride, or CIF3, if you don't mind me being technical.
And our ventilation system would have sucked that right up.
Yeah, once upon a time before I could control it.
Control it?
Ramon clicks a lighter and throws it towards the soldiers. A blinding flash of deathly hot fire loops instantly in a circular formation the guards were stood in, melting their flesh in an instant, causing smoke again to fill the room. As it clears, we see the 5 covered by spectral figures.
Cover my spectral figures, I'm done.
A native in an elaborate headdress looks at the mess and a single tear falls from his eye.
Jokes.
Till next time.
The spirits evaporate into nothing. What was I on?
Oh my god, that smell is too much.
Got it.
Ooh, potpourri. Is it potpourri?
You know, how are you so good at that?
Okay, enough. We really do need to get out of here.
My arachnid awareness tells me the majority of the building is empty. I've not got a voice for Aaron. If anyone's guessed, I've not got a voice for Aaron. Just swinging it every time.
Fluid.
Aaron gestures around the room.
Well, empty-ish.
Change my sentence though.
Okay, boss, where to?
I don't like it when we need to find L. If what I think has happened, this might be the end of it all.
The end? I thought this was the end. For us at least, trapped for eternity.
It's true. In every timeline bar ours, no matter who they are or what they look like or what they do, the 5 always end. We're kept alive by virtue of being trophies of the one true debonair, which we were supposed to be for all of time, or so I thought.
All of time. That's a long time. It feels like we've been here minutes.
Decades.
I'd say meters, maybe, not decades.
Centuries. L told me we would all experience time in different ways here. He said we wouldn't know the difference between seconds and months. I can't explain it, but we've been here for a very long time.
You said this was the end, though.
Yeah, L mentioned something in passing when he told me this was going to happen to us all. He said our sacrifice would save billions. across timelines. He said our end was in the hands of the Debonair. So something's changed. Clearly, something only L and that asshole understands. But I think one of the loops has changed, and if it has, then it could mean everything changes. Part of his grand design. For now, though, we just need to get our hands on some of those keys.
Okay, putting a pin in that. Everyone in the building is more or less in this room.
What's she like?
We'll need all 3 of the keys too. The red control key as well.
I mean, if the elements to make them are here, then could you try synthesizing one?
It won't work. Something powers them. I'm not familiar with it. I can't reshape what I don't know. Exterior, Debonair prison, indeterminate time. We see the 5 stealthily move down hallways and around corners, seemingly prepared for combat. Aaron crawls on the ceiling, and Teddy's in the time of a toddler. Ellie levitates through the air, and Faith keeps her fists up. Ramon walks with swagger and a lack of interest in the seriousness of their situation. The halls are bare white with no distinct markings whatsoever, and are long and winding. On each side are metal doors, not unlike the one from their cell, reading various names and numbers. Ramon stops at the beginning of the hallway.
It's that cool guy who brought us in. Skip line 65, 84, 117, 543, 544, 578, 701, 1603, 8028, and 114423. Looks like this guy was occasionally annoying.
These are prison cells. I don't know if I made that clear.
Aaron chuckles.
Aaron chuckles and gestures to every other door in the hallway. Sorry.
Looks like his partner was more frequently annoying.
Every other door reads arduous, with long lists of numbers from timelines he was taken from.
Let's keep going.
The 5 round the corner and come to a huge, elegant entryway with a wide, sprawling staircase leading to an open area. The room is far removed from the empty, winding halls from before. Still pristine white but marbled hair. Decadent and elaborate statues line the edges of the room. The Debonair in various poses with a plaque underneath them, one for each of them. For each Debonair. They descend the white steps and walk over to what appears to be a reception desk. Humming can be heard from behind it. Ellie walks over, rests her arms on the blanched slate countertop, and rings a small brass bell.
How can I, Debon, help you this fine day?
Hi, yeah. We're looking to get hold of some of those keys. Orange, purple, and
red. The control one is red.
Red.
I don't.
The receptionist reaches her hand under the counter and furiously presses a big. There's something I've cocked up. I'm just gonna read it what it's supposed to. The receptionist reaches her hand under the counter and puts their finger over a big red button which reads "Deb Emergency."
So he's not pressed it yet, essentially.
No.
Okay.
Listen, Nathan. Is that really your name?
Well, kind of. It's Nathan. Nathan. He conscript names start with N. Deboneil, Debonorman, Nathaniel. Hired a Knowles once. Really nice guy. Singer. Sniper. Almost said sniper. I don't know if that's... When he found out it was a silent G, well, let's say he was Debo no more.
Debonathan takes his finger off the button, having not pressed it. The gang exchange looks.
Sounds like you've had it pretty rough.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Come talk to Papi Ramon. I think we can help you.
Debonathan, hesitant at first, shuffles over to Ramon, who is sat on one of the fine white leather couches around the pristine room. Ramon sits down and gestures over to Debonathan with a pat on the seat next to him.
Oh my god, it smells like cookies. Totes reminds me of home.
You miss home? Where's that?
Pasadena. Oh, sorry. Pasadena. It's in California. I missed the sun. I don't have time for that matter.
Transition.
You just remembered. Ellie's at the desk. She rummages quietly through the drawers until she pulls out a lanyard with 3 glowing keys on it, including a lovely red one. She holds it up in the air, which Ramon sees and stands up.
Wait, you're going?
The 5 gather together as Ellie slices all 3 through the air. A tear opens in front of them, red in hue.
Sorry, baby. Maybe next time. Hope it works out.
Where are we going, General Colonel?
Yeah, I think so. If we're hoping to track down L, he's our best bet.
They step through the portal.
Me too.
Exit Debonnaire. Exterior Debonnaire Plaza, indeterminate time.
And that pretty much brings us up to right now.
The Colonel spots a figure shifting behind them and whips out all 3 pistols, stops, and then cocks his head.
Nathan?
The Colonel runs to embrace the man, but suddenly...
Woo! Yay!
It's great.
Felt really fast. Felt really fast.
I enjoyed that.
Really quick, that. That was nice.
Quippy.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go recap. Wait. And we're back. That was great. That was really good, mate. I liked it.
Yeah, nice one.
So now we have the concept of original members of the timeline.
Brought back Aaron.
I'm
so confused.
So confused.
Oh my god, this is gonna make my head hurt.
Pete's head and P. Ramon.
The-
Like, what is it?
Pass Ramon.
So are they? This is gonna get weird.
So this is the original 5.
This is the original 5
from the
from
Debonaire's
episode
first-
1. Or this is
Well,
like way back from.
Is this not the 5 that, because this is like peak 5, isn't it? Whereas
Oh,
episode
yeah.
1 is like
Yeah,
the start
I
of
took
their
it as like
journey.
episode
Right.
1 is the start of the deviated timeline, the one that we're actually following, the one that like could possibly not be taken over by Debonair.
Because these
Right.
guys have
Because-
realised their powers, haven't they? But at least
So these are the 5 from a previous timeline in the timelines where he always beats the 5.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the
Okay.
time. These are from
yeah.
the original timeline.
Oh
From the
no,
very
I've gone cross.
first-
so
very
when
first one.
go back to Iolo's first episode when we introduced Debonair and he's
Yeah,
going
I'm
into the prison
sorry.
cell.
I
Is that
apologize for that.
the, no. But is that the 5 that we find now? This is the 5 that he had in his prison cell.
Yeah.
And this is who's
and, like,
Faith?
so he
Faith.
Faith was interesting.
So the 5, as we have all said, aren't always necessarily the 5 from the beginning.
So who's so it's Zeep that's missing, isn't it? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So it's from a different timeline, and essentially, I set it up really poorly because I wrote it in February and didn't go over it again. But Faith is essentially the same as Zeep, but slightly different. So Zeep pulls these photos from the air, photosynthesis, whereas she can pull elements from other things to make other things. Like I very poorly wrote it, but she puts her hand over, she gets her arm blown off, and then has a new arm because she's essentially repurposed the materials for her, and then she puts her hand over a gun and repurposes elements from that into a lighter. So she can I don't know what I was thinking. But that's what happened.
I like the general concept that the 5 are potentially slightly different, like every time. That's quite cool. Interesting and good scope for.
I also realised that they've actually got a grasp of their weird powers. It's like,
That was
I
really
like
hard.
that they're like kind of cool, like hero 5. They're like proper kind of X-Men in charge of shit. It's good.
still don't know what Ellie's powers are. It's like whenever Luke's in control, he's got like some weird electrical thing going on, and then everyone else is like, I see dead people.
Ghosts.
There was ghosts there, wasn't there?
She conjured like a load of Native American like.
Oh yeah, the Kotas. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry.
You mentioned that in the blurb bit, didn't you? It's like she can summon like the spirits of dead warriors or something. He said.
Yeah.
Just slightly different from like kind of Ghost of
That was-
Freddie Mercury, like
that
I
was-
originally envisaged it. Probably better, to be honest.
There's
To always
a
remind
reason you were
myself
punishing Iolo with the
which version of Cult
like,
am
the
I playing.
numbers and the
Oh.
pronunciations.
Yeah, I felt that like,
Do I have to have a reason to punish you?
ouch.
Said puppy. It was great.
Come to Nabby Ramon.
We haven't had a puppy yet, I don't think.
No, stuff to show, yeah, mixing it up.
Yeah, in the spectrum of kind of cliche, sort of Latin America like words that English people know, puppy we've not had yet.
Yeah.
So it's good.
I must
Yeah,
apologise, Bird.
I'm
for
really
writing
happy
so
that
many
Ramon
parts.
is Mexican. Like, you guys can use like a sort of like off normal accent, and I have to be like the Mexican one. Thanks.
What have you got
Let's
against
forget.
Mexicans, Iolo?
What?
What have you got against Mexicans?
I hate them all. And this is the place to say it. This is my platform, and I'm taking you all down with me. No, that was great, mate. That was really fun.
Y'all
Oh my
listen to
god,
something.
the ramifications of it though are terrifying.
Oh, sorry.
Because the ramifications of that is that every single person that we've met thus far has a P version.
Yeah, what's the P stand for?
It was like, at the time in my mind, it was like past versions or previous versions. I don't know, but P. Ramon.
We need to I think we should set ourselves a goal, like going forward, to try and like, I don't know, write ourselves out of this timeline thing, maybe. Like, someone needs to figure out a way to like that all keys are destroyed or something. I don't know, like just so like we have like a world that has the people that are left.
With
in
the
it.
central conflicts, and you know what's
Central conflict, yeah. Because I like, although I do really like I like the ability to like zip quickly to a really funny scene. It's like a really good device for that. You know, like, oh, we're all of a sudden we're like fighting the reptile queen or like Robo Thatcher. It's like been great for that. But like, there's like too much.
No, I get what you mean. I introduced the red key as an idea that with the red key, rather than necessarily going to a time or a place, this one you can specify exactly where you want to be. So they homed in on the general was my headcanon on that. So they can be like, Dr. L, swipe and go find Dr. L. But
So
I was going to do Dr. L, but I decided not to because I thought, because of potential ideas that we've got around what Dr. L is or isn't, maybe they can't get to him. Maybe there's something stopping that from happening. So the next best move would be to go to the general.
Quick creative question. So there's no Dr. L and there's no Debonair in that episode. Why do you hate the nation's favourite characters?
wait. I think the commander is my new favourite character. I think the commander in chief, what he was. I love
That was one of those where I started and I was like, I hope I don't have very many lines.
That was it. This is a throwaway character. He only has one line, and then the next page was all of
Yeah,
it.
I was hoping that was my Soldier guy because I went pretty heavy early on.
Yeah, I did the same with Soldier 2. He's not going to play back.
I didn't put the Debonair in or Dr. L because you guys have gone on so many tangents and done this and that and that. I just felt we need to kind of like bring it back to the focal
the 5 and
story where we are, so we can try and progress the narrative a bit.
fair enough.
But like Phil, if it's your turn next, or like more appropriately, if it's your turn after mine, so you're finishing the round. Just really hone in on that instinct for murder. Like, let's just massacre a lot of people. Like timelines need to be erased at this point. But yeah,
Phil
I
gets
love
to
it.
write essentially like the kind of end game of Deadpool suddenly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we could do a portal scene and then we need
Just
a
dust it away.
GP score as well. Or Sylvester, isn't it? Yeah, we'll take it, we'll bring it home. That's good. Does that bring us on to who's next?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's quite appropriate. I hope the spinner works. It doesn't. It does. But Luke's alive. Won't be a hot second.
If it's me, can I choose? No, let me be on it. If it's me, let me choose.
Okay. But then you have to choose between two of your friends, and
Yeah, I
like
can
we're
do
only
that.
just we're gonna interpret it as which one you like the most, and it's gonna be awkward when it's me.
Like, where should they start? What should they do?
Class.
I can
Yeah,
easily take you
always
off. It
act-
won't be 2 seconds just taking you off.
Oh, come on. You let
I
Yeah,
would say,
yeah.
Lynette, if there are
Yeah, okay, all right, fine. Big baby.
Choosy.
It all depends on whether my spin button spins this wheel, because the issue is I was logged into a different Twitch account, so it could be spinning a wheel somewhere else. So, should we do like a really dramatic countdown so it's funnier when it doesn't spin?
5,
So,
4,
3,
2, 1.
One.
Spin.
Hey! That was almost as good as our like ghostly. Yes.
Hey!
Oh.
Choose me.
Sweet. Excellent. So,
How you feeling, Phil? Ideas? Anything?
Yeah. I
Anything
think
spinning
we're
around?
See what's spinning around. See what I take to. Might find a whole new timeline for us. We'll see.
Some more Debon nonsense.
I've had a couple of ideas actually, but yeah, well,
I'm all for left field.
it's tricky because I've like had a couple of ideas like permeating the last few weeks, but I don't want to think about that too much because I kind of want to carry on the story as has been left by Luke. So we'll.
You're all paused on my screen. I'm not sure you've seen that.
Yeah,
I wasn't paused. I was just reading still.
It's fine. Everyone is just paused also.
I'm paused as well.
Oh yeah, on OBS we are. Yeah.
Change it.
Makes for a good stream.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, so Phil, not that I'm like teeing you up or nothing, but Adam had an idea last time about like the series, like having an all Debonairs sitcom. Try and set that up for me.
We've got 7 of them, so. Yeah.
I know. I would that literally that thought has like implanted itself in my head like so much that I just really want to write a half-hour comedy with like them as roommates and like loosely tie it in.
Not call it Debon Neighbours.
I feel like I can't do that now. I feel like I feel like the idea has just been fully realised by Luke's naming of it.
Oh my god! Can I just not connect it? Can I just defy the very premise of this entire thing? But suddenly, and I just literally ignore it and just put Debon Neighbours. Whenever you leave it, like there's gonna be like a TV in the corner, and like it's gonna turn on, and Debon Neighbours is gonna be on, and we zone in on it, and that's it.
So it like quietly reminds you that we had a brief foray into a weird rom-com situation for no reason whatsoever. So do what you want.
But then I feel bad because both of mine are complete asides with no relation to the actual story.
The Debonair leans back in his chair and remembers a time past, and then the Debonair theme tune starts.
Absolutely, it's gonna 100%. We have to sing that though. I like literally the theme song is gonna have to be has be sung. Oh my god! Can it not be like? Can we have a special episode where like let's say after the round ends, we have a special episode where we literally like fine tune a Debon Neighbours episode, all of us together. Make a Debon Neighbours, the Debon Neighbours special.
We should do an improv episode where we're all playing the Debonair.
I'm well in for that. Like
everybody's Debonair.
Yeah.
It should like encompass like the more cliche sitcom things, like oh my god, I've actually got 2 dates, and they have to like go to the toilet and come back and like do the both dates at once. Like all this sitcom tropes have to be in there. I love it.
Who are you, and what have you done with the Debonair?
One of them has to have a catchphrase. Oh yeah, like I love it.
Good.
I'm sold.
Great idea.
It's kind of like on a like I know everyone wants to go. Sorry, but like on a mental level, it's quite funny. Like this dictator that owns time and space decides to spend his time making a sitcom for himself.
I love that absolute kind of like pathos to him. That's what I really love.
Yeah, I know that he's like
I'm not
so
go
sad.
any further, but one of the ideas I've been playing around with for a while is along those lines. So whether that features in the next episode or not will be interesting.
Can't wait.
So yeah, because it's kind of the world's just his like sandbox, isn't it? He's just kind of
exactly. I love that. Love that thought process.
Just like scene to scene, he goes through like different time periods and just sort of like longingly looks out. Like I like he's like going to ancient Egypt and just like sat atop the like pyramid, just one of them. Yeah, that
Sounds
was
like
fun,
Q
guys.
from Star Trek. He's just
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
kind of.
bored of eternity.
Do you any other
great.
transitions, or is that us done? Yellow?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's done. Unless anyone else anything bad.
Answers on a postcard for voices for Aaron in the next future episodes if he does reappear, because that took me by surprise, to be honest. I didn't remember what I did in the first episode or whatever it was.
Phil's vanished.
I think
No, sorry, my camera's been a bit weird.
you had him quite spidery, didn't you?
Yeah, it's quite a spidery
but
tone
more
and timber,
spidery.
wasn't it? I think, yeah.
Next time, ham up the spider in him.
Yeah. See what you're doing. If you just dial up the spider a little bit, that'd be great.
Not feeling the 8 legs.
More spider. Yeah.
Hand to hand combat.
Yeah. You've got lots of eyes. Go.
What was the spider sense called, Luke? What was it? Arachnid
Awareness.
awareness.
Awareness
Stuff
was
like that.
great. Yeah.
Arachnid awareness is alright. That's pretty cool. That. I like it. Enjoyable experience, guy. I really missed it. I
Yeah,
really
it was
missed
really
it.
good, really
So
good.
to be
are we
back.
aiming for 2 weeks delay then for my episode?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Live
I was going to suggest 3 days, but no, yeah, you take the 2 weeks.
Whipping up Saturday.
Yeah, no, 2 weeks. We should do something in the interim. We'll discuss this off
Yeah,
then.
we'll do it off stream.
We'll find
Yeah.
some stuff. Octopus head.
I feel like I should finish it. It's still like very much 3/4 of the way then. We should finish it yesterday.
Make
Anyway,
it episodic. It'd be fun.
I would love that. Right, bye guys. That was very, very.
It captures all the great things. Sorry, it just captures your writing of the absurd and our propensity for sort of gangster accents of various ethnic origins. It's fantastic.
It's
Octopus.
Octopus.
What's the there's a favorite line of mine that is isn't he Mook? He calls everyone a Mook. Mook.
You're fucking mook.
Yeah.
No. My favorite one is it's up to bye.
We need to end the stream there.
Yeah.
Sorry, bye.